We have now finally seen the video that captured a controversial and deadly encounter involving the Moore Police Department and a man that they were trying to take into custody.
Luis Rodriguez died shortly after that encounter. His wife taped part of the confrontation on her cell phone. Today, that video was released to the media.
You're killing him!
He's getting medical attention right now. I just need to say over here.
You're killing my husband!
He refused to give his ID. I'm trying to give it to. He got combative. That's why he got put in this position.
During the video, you see 5 lawmen surrounding Luis Rodriguez. Rodriguez is handcuffed on the ground there. Later, they get him into a sitting position and help prop him up, but he appears unconscious. He later died at the hospital.
Luis committed no crime. He was not armed. He had no gun, no knife, no weapon of any kind. But Luis was the one who lost his life that night.
The Moore Police Department declined to comment on the case today. You can see the entire video on our website at KFOR.com.
Now, during that video, you heard a Moore police officer saying one of the reasons Rodriguez was being detained is because he refused to show his ID to officers.
But we've learned Oklahoma has no law that requires citizens to show police their ID, as long as the citizen is not behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Tonight, News Channel 4's Sarah Stewart has more on that part of the story, and she joins us now live. Sarah, what'd you find out?
Well, Kevin and Linda, even though Oklahoma has no law that requires citizens to show police their ID, legal experts agree if police ask for it as part of a criminal investigation, you'd better comply or expect to be detained.
You're killing him! You're killing him!
You can hear the anguish in Nair Rodriguez's voice as her husband is being wheeled into the ambulance, and she believes he is dead.
Please, somebody tell me that he's alive!
Earlier in the cell phone video, you can hear Moore police officer Ryan Menard explain why her husband was in this position.
We came out here to investigate it. He refused to give his ID. I'm trying to give it to. He got combative.
In Oklahoma, the only time that you can really, it can be argued, okay, you have to show a driver's license, for instance, is if you're behind the wheel.
This map shows the 24 states that have stop and identify laws, allowing officers to detain someone, request his or her identity, and arrest that person if they don't comply. Oklahoma is not one of those states, but
if an officer in an investigation has reasonable suspicion to believe that you're involved in some sort of a crime, they absolutely have the right to ask for your ID, and it is mandatory that you comply with it.
Scott Adams is representing Officer Menard. Adams says he's viewed surveillance video from the Warren Theater that shows the encounter from start to finish. He claims it shows nothing inappropriate from officers, but does show Luis Rodriguez acting combative.
I can assure you this, no one of any law enforcement that was out there that night did anything that I think is criminally wrong or even ethically wrong.
Now, the ACLU lawyer we heard from in that story says the most important issue is what led to this. How did a report of a domestic situation at a movie theater end with a man dying? He hopes the investigation will help clarify situations like this for both citizens and law enforcement officers. Kevin.